What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. This is S.O.G, and in today's video we're going to talk about 5 of my favorite self-defense methods. Now, as we know, self-defense is critical no matter who you are, what you do, or where you live, and we're going to talk about 5 different ways that you can defend yourself or loved ones depending on your budget or what you do and your lifestyle. So we're going to talk about your options today, but before we get into that, I wanted to do a quick shout out to Tactical Snacks. They did sponsor this channel, and I wanted to give them a quick shout out. These are awesome, really good little gummies, sugar-free, and they're perfect for on the go and long trips to the range. So if you're looking for a really healthy but good snack, Tactical Snacks has you covered. Let's just jump right into the video. Number 1 on the list is going to be hands. It might sound a little funny, but pick up a combat sport. Pick something up that teaches you offense, defense, and changes your mindset about your awareness and the situations that you put yourself in. Now, it could be a little pricey. It can get a little pricey. I've done boxing most of my life, and I love how much it has taught me, not just in terms of knowing how to defend myself, but gives me a boost of confidence. It teaches me discipline. It keeps me healthy. So there are a ton of good benefits from learning a combat sport. It's not just to go out there and start kicking everybody's butt that looks at you wrong. That's not what it is. Like I said, it teaches you discipline. If anything, it tries to keep you out of trouble because you know when you learn a good combat sport, you know what you're capable of doing. And that's the last thing that you want to do, right? Everything on this list is going to be for self-defense, not to use as an offensive weapon or anything like that. So keep that in mind and get it out of your head that you're going to be going out there to cause someone harm or anything like that, because that's not what this is about. This is about someone coming after you, trying to hurt you or a loved one, and you having to use as a last resource to be able to use, whether it's your hands or anything else we're going to talk about in this video, against that person to stop that threat or to just calm the situation down. So first and foremost on this list is going to be a combat sport. The next thing on the list is going to be a taser. This is something that's very cost efficient. I mean, it doesn't cost very much to get one of these. I got this on Amazon. I don't even remember how much I bought it for. I bought it for my wife. But you can definitely pick one of these up depending on your state. Obviously, follow all of your legal laws, and that will apply to all of the items we're going to talk about today. But this here is something that is very effective. And honestly, just the sound of this thing is pretty scary. Whoops. See, you got to turn it on. And then so yeah, this thing is pretty scary. I mean, honestly, even to a person who has to take it out and use it, you got to be careful, and especially because this here, it can definitely backfire because you have to wait until that threat is close up before you're able to use it, and you obviously don't want to get your hands anywhere along these little portions here when you're using it. And under stress, you could maybe fumble it, or whoever is the threat might try to fight you for it, or whatever the case is. So be very careful with this, but this is a good alternative. If you are in that last second, you got to use anything and you got this in your hand, something really quick to get them off you. And it doesn't take very long for this to take effect. It gives you time to run away from the danger, to make a phone call, or do what you got to do. So this is a good, cost-effective tool that you may use for self-defense. The next thing on the list is going to be something you can use a little bit further in range, and that's going to be pepper spray. Nobody likes to be pepper sprayed, and this is something that lasts much longer than someone who gets tased. But again, will buy you a lot of time to get yourself out of danger, to call for help, or do what you got to do. The downsides on this is it can backfire on you, just like the taser. If you use it too close, if you wait too long, or if there's too much wind, it can really get in your eyes or your face, and it could cause you some distress as well. But if you use this in the correct range, which I believe this one in specific is up to 18 feet, it can really be a good tool for you to use and get yourself out of danger. Now, this is very, very cost effective. This is cheaper than a taser. It's about $15. Palm Industries makes the best pepper spray, and they have different sizes. This is a huge size, but they also have keychain sizes if you want to have it in your pocket, your purse, your bag, whatever. But another really good tool to use is this here. Some people are a little immune to this more than others, so that could be another downside. But nevertheless, this is a great alternative, a great tool to use to get yourself out of danger for self-defense. Now, if you're looking for something a little bit more lethal, we're going to go into some knives here. This has a sheath to it, so you can put it in your pocket safely. You can also buy a clip and you can put it on your belt line or wherever you want to mount it on. But this is a knife from Tour Knives, and this is called the Cortano. And this is just really, aside from how nice this thing is, I mean, this, again, like I said, it can be very, very lethal depending on how you use it. And you need to make sure that you are having this on you in a safe manner. But this has a little ring here where you can put your finger to get a really nice grip. Make sure it's nice and sturdy. And you have some G10 grips right here. Now, this is a little bit bigger of a blade, and it's not a heavy knife, so it has a really good balance to it when you're holding on to it. Really good grip. Like I said, it's got the G10 grips on there. But if this is too much for you, if you're not looking for something, too out there, you can always get something like a pocket knife. And this right here is the Shadow Beard from Scallywag Tactical, which is another good alternative. It's got a much smaller blade. It's not as aggressive looking, and you can really use this as a multifunctioning blade. So you can use this for anything really, not just self-defense, but at least you have it with you if you need to use it in that way. Very cost effective. You can find some knives for like 30 bucks. These here go for a little bit more. I believe this one's I don't know, maybe 100 and something, and this one here was like 300. So this here is more for if you really don't want to own a firearm, but you want something that will really help you out, and is a little bit more out there. This is something you can get. If you just don't want to be too out there, or you just want something subtle, this is more for you. But this is going to be one of the best ways to defend yourself. Now, this again, you have to wait for that threat to be up close before you can use it. And again, you could fight somebody over it, and it could have a couple downsides to it again because it'll be close combat type of thing. But so are the other things, and this is just something a little bit more lethal. So the quicker you can get this out and utilize it, the sooner that threat would be neutralized. And number one on the list is going to be the most lethal, and it's going to be a firearm. I know to a lot of people this might be a little scary to own or to have in the house, but this is the best way and most efficient way to self-defend yourself. Most threats in a scenario where you have to use a gun happens within 21 feet, and most of the time it's in your own home. So it's important to have this in your home, and it's just as important to have if you're walking around because this world is getting crazy. And I mean, you've seen stuff where you can't even go to Walmart without having to worry about somebody being out there trying to harm people. So having this is something that, again, will give you the confidence, but it's something that comes with extreme responsibility. And you have to really make it a lifestyle, train with it, learn it, make it part of you. This is like, having this reminds me of like people who are in trouble or need God, and they find a Bible and then they leave it in their house and they flip it open to a random verse that they liked and think that that's going to protect them. Man, it's not. It's not what that is. So don't just buy it and leave it somewhere. Practice with it, learn it, make it your lifestyle, man. Make it part of you. Get efficient with it. Make it so that it's comforting to you when you have this nearby, not that you're afraid that you're going to have to pick this up. And I don't mean that in a way where I'll be happy that you have to use this or that you have it, because all of us who own one of these never want to use it. But we understand that it's the best and most efficient way to save a life in the worst possible case scenario. So you want to look for a manufacturer that's reliable, that has the features that you'd like, that really fits your hand well, and that recoils, slightly at least, that you can handle it and that you can be efficient with it, and practice, practice, practice. There are a ton of people on this channel who can recommend you guys to great manufacturers if you don't know anything about them. I myself can recommend you. Just drop a comment and let us know if this is something you're willing to try. And all in all, this is a gun channel, so obviously this is going to be in a number one. But even if it wasn't, everybody knows this is the best way and most efficient way to stop a threat, especially a life endangered threat. So yeah, that's going to be the top five. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. But yeah, we have the firearm, we have a knife, we have a pepper spray, we have a taser, and we have some hands. So take a pick. Let me know in the comments which of these you prefer. Let me know if you have any of these or if you have any other alternatives that you would like to mention. But as always, thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But if you already have, I appreciate you guys so much. God bless you, and I'll see you on the next one.